Hi, Brian.
Hey, Nicole.
How are things out in Portland?
Things here are perfect. It's a beautiful August day. Not too
Is
hot,
it?
not too cold. It's amazing.
Nice. I see you got the memo about wearing the indinero shirt. Good job.
Yeah,
All those certificates on the wall
I
and no
went with the
indinero shirt.
indinero colors. Just dial it in.
Okay, fair enough. You nailed it. Fair enough. So, have a question for you. As our director, senior director of tax at Indinero, what are some of the big issues right now, the things outside of our normal returns that people are focused on?
Yeah, in today's environment, there's been a lot of changes in the tax code. The compliance work is one thing, but a lot of our clients find value in credits, things like starting a 401k
Oh, yeah.
credit, health insurance. But a big one that they get a big bang for their buck is the R&D tax credit.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the
So do you
rules,
see a lot coming to us? Is that something people are familiar with, or do we have to educate them on it?
a little of education and a little people coming to us. So the rules changed slightly in
Hmm.
2022. And so it's more top of mind for a lot of folks than it used to be. But
Hmm.
it's money they've already spent. So it's a great way to get a lot of value on, growing your company.
Is the process really time intensive? Is it time intensive for the accountant? Is it time intensive for the client? How does that work?
Yeah, so there does need to be some effort on both sides because nobody knows a client's business better than the client. So there's
Hmm.
a fact finding process that we go through, and we have a template that we work with the client in collaboration, fill it out, and then also work closely with the accounting team and gather the data to support the credit and the calculation. Um, this is all put together and then packaged in a really nice, we call it a narrative that then the client has for the future and knows, hey, this is what we got out of the R&D tax credit, and here's why. Here are the tax codes and all the legal support for how we got to this amount and how we got this credit on our tax return.
And you keep saying that, and I've got to assume some people don't even realize when you say a credit, that's truly a reduction in your tax liability.
Yeah. So there's credits and deductions. So deduction is like an expense that subtracts out before it goes to the tax table. A credit is subtracting from the total tax due. And the R&D tax credit is a large credit. So one way to think of it, just the back of the napkin, is if you spent $100 on a qualified employee or expense, you'd get
Hmm.
$10 of credit for that, maybe even more. And that's just the federal credit. Most states also have R&D tax credits. So that it's a very, very good credit to incentivize businesses to continue to grow and develop. And oftentimes, our clients are doing that and not even realizing that there's a credit out there for them.
Wow. So they can invest a little time up front, but also use a firm like Indinero that can prepare all the information needed and get that credit for them. Is this an expensive thing? It's something that they have to pay in advance?
Yeah, so it depends on what's going on, but most of the time, our setup is that we for the work take a percentage of the credit. So it's oftentimes, oh, that's something.
I think
Oftentimes,
that's pretty common, right? I've seen that actually with other clients too, which is great. You're
yeah,
seeing the money, you're not paying until you reap the benefits.
yes, exactly. And I think the reason it's set up that way is a lot of clients aren't in a tax positive or a cash positive situation right away when
Oh.
they're having this R&D. And so that's one of the cool things with the R&D tax credit is there's ways to use the credit even if you don't have an income tax bill. So you can use a lot of the credit
Oh,
to offset payroll taxes. So that
oh, I
there's
didn't know
some
that.
opportunities there. Yeah. So that's
Oh,
the
fantastic.
exciting and the nice part, and also why I think it's structured often for most firms on a percentage of the credit, so that these companies don't have to come out of pocket to get the money.
Fantastic. Wow. Is there anything similar like that you've seen that is also available?
Yeah, the credits, and I think I mentioned them earlier. There's some health insurance credits for small businesses. There's retirement credits for small businesses. Those
Hmm.
are the two main ones that I see with our clients.
Fantastic. And that's something we can facilitate at Indinero, and certainly any small, medium-sized business should be taking advantage of. I suppose also potentially corporations should be taking advantage of.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. Yeah, and we can help with all those. And also, if somebody reaches out, we will analyze their situation and see what credits are available to
what
them
other?
and talk through kind of the ranges and how that's looking.
Got it. That's fantastic. So those tax advisory opportunities can reap a lot of benefits, and there may be every day things are changing, so there can always be new opportunities as well.
Right. And then the rules on these credits vary, but oftentimes they follow the statute of limitations with the IRS, meaning even if you don't capture them this year in the current year, there's an opportunity to go back to the last 3 years and still amend returns to get these credits. So
Oh,
we can look
wow.
at that for clients as well.
Fantastic. Okay. Is there anything else related to the R&D tax study that you'd like to expand upon?
I would. So some of I'm glad you asked. Some of the limitations of the R&D tax credit are that it's related to USA expenses, people in the states as employees or contractors, and then the expenses related to it. Some of the changes that have happened in the last few years are really around companies that employ overseas contractors and labor and how those are treated for tax returns. So, if
Mhm.
either of those situations come up with clients of yours, you should let them know that we should take a look just to make sure the client understands how that's impacting their credit availability and their taxes.
Mhm. Wow. Okay. It's great information. Really, really helpful. Um, I I think we've covered it. This was incredibly insightful, and I'd love to continue having these conversations and learning more. Everybody loves taxes, of course, but in the case of credits, we do. So
Right.
really appreciate the insight.
Yeah, thanks for the time to chat. And please, if any clients have questions
Mhm.
around this, let us know, and we're happy to talk through everything.
Yeah, it's a real win-win. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks. Have a good day.
You too.